Hi everyone, today I'm doing a video on my mini book haul. Recently I've been to Pondicherry and a book fair there. I managed to grab these books. So let's take a look and see what treasures I found. Yeah, so I think this is the best book that I found in this book haul. It says A Kiss Like This and it is by Buffy, and it's a book all about kisses, and it is such a gorgeous book. It's a great book to play with babies. So the story follows a little cub and its dad, and its dad keeps kissing it on the nose and tummy and behind the ears, and the cub is so cute. It gets kissed by every other animal and insect in the forest, and the story is just wonderful. So lots of giggling and tickling and kisses in the whole book, and I found it at a really good price. It's 25. So I think if you manage to get this book, you should have one in your library because your kid is really going to enjoy this. My son is 3 now and he loves it. I've read this to him at least about 4 times now, and it's just like a riot of giggles and laughter when we read this. So a great good for bonding time. I definitely recommend this. Then the other book is Charlie's Colors, and this is from McDonald Young Books. So we follow a dog. The dog is the main character. We follow Charlie through his entire farmyard journey, and we get to see all the other farmyard animals as well. And it introduces kids to different sorts of colors with what Charlie experiences during his journey. So as you can see, the book is in like very bad condition, but I got it at a very low rate, so it doesn't matter. I just took sellotape and I just glued it together. So let's see, it has got such lovely illustrations, and the dog is really very cute. It reminds me of Snowy from Tintin. So Charlie is a puppy, a snowy white puppy with a bright blue collar. So you can, while reading this, I like that the words have been like highlighted in bold, so that when you read it to your child can point to the word and then see, okay, the color. The important words are the one that's highlighted, like the white, blue, and the color words. And so now Charlie is playing in the mud, and that's the piggy, and now the mud is brown in color. So your child learns that the mud is brown in color and Charlie's white coat has turned brown. And now he's playing in the field, so the grass sticks to him, and then he turns, and you can see other animals as well. So your child learns colors in a very happy, intuitive, fun way. I've never seen a book like this before, and I've gone through lots and lots of books in the bookshelves at the bookstores, and I've never seen one about colors that is as cute and as colorful as this. I think this is really gorgeous. It's an amazing find. Let me see if I can find the link of these books so I can mention them in the description below, so you can take a look at it later on if you're interested. And if you can read the story, it's gorgeous. And that's it. So let's look at the next one. So this book is again at a very low rate, and it was also in bad condition, but it doesn't matter. So this is Hoppity Skip Little Chick. I picked it up because it was cheap and I really like the cute illustrations. But when I came home and I read through the book, I found that it's really nice. It's a cute story. And so it's a story about this chick who comes out of its bed and it wants to run around and play and jump, but mom is busy with taking care of her eggs and all that. So the chick is looking at other people to play with him. So they the chick plays with lamb, and then the lamb teaches him to jump, and the chick jumps, and then they meet a pony, and the pony teaches how to take a bigger jump. And it's really bright. It's got very less of text, but I think that's enough. And chick is just jumping everywhere, and that's the story. It's a small story. It's fun. I don't think there's any big moral or anything in it, but it's a fun story. Let's get to the next book. So this book is Tractor in Trouble. It's from Usburn Farmyard Tales, and they're normally quite expensive. But again, I found it at a good rate, and this is as good as a new book. It's in very good condition, and I got it because my baby loves vehicles, and it's again a very, very pretty book. So it's about winter time, and my son doesn't know what snow is, because where we live there's no snowfall here during the winters. It's just cool. So I think this would be a good way to introduce him to snow, and I don't know if maybe he might be able to imagine it or something like that, but he just likes looking at tractors and vehicles. So I just picked it up for him. The next book I found is this one, Buffy Bear's Surprise, and it's from the Color Library Books. So I got it so cheap. Another thing is that this is a set of 6 books, and I had these books when I was a kid. I had them in a small briefcase kind of thing, and I had them all in the board book series, and they were amazing. These were my favorite books. And then I grew up, and then my mom accidentally lent it to someone else, and then we never got those books back. And now after I had my kid, I really wanted to I was searching for these books, and I found them online, but they were very, very expensive. So I've been to 3 book fairs till now, where they sell books by kilo, imported books and second hand books and stuff like that. And from there I managed to find 2 books, this one and this one. I got the 2 same books, and I picked up the third one, same copy as well. So anyways, these books are really nice, and they have a very cute story about these teddies, the Buffy bears, and they have some good morals as well. I just love the illustrations and how cute the teddies look. So if you manage to get your hands on these books, you definitely should, because these are a classic, and I really, really love them a lot. Let's look at the next one. Okay, so this book is Snowfoot, the polar bear, and so this story they have given you how the series follows, and this is Lucy, and each animal tells her a story. So each book has a story that one animal tells her, and this is about the polar bear. So this is really nice, a good story about friendship, loneliness, and how to make friends and stuff like that. So it really emphasizes on the importance of friendship, and it's got really cute, lovely illustrations. See, it's just gorgeous. So that's another very good buy. Then my personal favorite, The Great Nursery Rhyme Disaster. My son doesn't enjoy this book as much now because he's a bit too young to understand the rhymes, but for older children who already know their rhymes really well, I think this book is amazing. So here goes. So Little Miss Moffat is so fed up of, like being scared by her spider over and over again, that she decides that she wants to leave her page in the rhyme book and move on to the next page. And she enters another poem where, she is, this one is the Grand Old Duke of York. And the lyrics are changed to include Little Miss Moffat, but then she doesn't like that as either. So she jumps from there and goes to, Jack and Jill. Again, you can see that the lyrics have been changed a little, and then she's hurt and she doesn't like Jack and Jill either, and she goes on to Hickory Dickory Dock, and then she doesn't like that either. Then she goes to Ding Dong Bell, Hey Diddle Diddle. Now the thing is that till now she was jumping around and she was moving because she didn't like it, but in Hey Diddle Diddle she liked it. But the dish was so upset that she ran away with the spoon, and the dish started chasing her. The dish is so mad, and it chases her through all the other pages, because of which everything else goes into a real mess. So Sing a Song of Sixpence has gone in a mess, and all the characters are running just helter and skelter, moving through the pages, and all the rhymes are a big mess. So that's the story, and she goes on, and ultimately she hurries and comes back to her own page in the comic book, in the rhyme book, sorry. And the spider is still there, so the story ends there. That's about it. But I think it's a great, wonderful, amazing book. Whoever thought of it, hats off to that person. Who's the author? I think it must be, it's David Conway. I think he is brilliant. He's a genius. So let's go on to the next book. Okay, now the Fearsome Beastie is a book that I bought it because it seemed nice, but then I came home and I actually read through it, and it's quite scary. It's a bit gruesome. It's more like, on the Grimm's fairy tales, but where they don't have a happy ending, that sort of thing. So now there are these kids, and there's this monster that haunts, the streets, and he sees that the kids are still awake and they're making a sound, and it hears them and it comes to eat them. And so, though the children try to hide, the monster pretends to be a lonely guy who just wants to make friends, and it fools the children into believing that he just wants friends. The children go to help him, and he turns nasty and he gobbles at the children one after the other. And one of the child escapes and runs to old granny, who comes with an axe and chops him up in half and rescues the children. And then they cook him and they eat his stew. And that's how the story ends. So although I think what they try to convey through the book is that people pretending to be friends, strangers pretending to be friendly, are not to be trusted, because you never know how mean they are or what their intentions are. So I think that's a good thing to teach your children about it, but I think it's a bit too grim and too scary for younger babies, like maybe 3 and 4 year old toddlers, because it is a bit scary to see that the monster just ate them up. And later on, the granny cooked the monster, and these people ate him up. So I think maybe it's okay for a maybe 4 or 5 year old child, but not for kids younger than 4. So that's this book. Then I really like this. I don't have this one, Aliens Love Underpants. I don't have that book, but I really like this one. It's how this family buys a pet dragon for their child, and the child grows to love it, but the dragon keeps growing and growing, and they just find it so difficult to adjust him in their house. And although he tries not to hurt others, he accidentally manages to. But then it's a happy ending story. So it's light-hearted, it's fun, and it's a good read. Then we have this book, Faster, Faster, Little Red Train. And again, I got this because my kiddo loves trains. And it's got really nice illustrations, very, very detailed. If you see, everything has been detailed perfectly. And you can really look at the picture and keep looking at it and talk to your child about the different things. So unlike other books that concentrate only on the main character, the main object, and then just doodle the other things in the artwork, this one is very, very detailed, and I really like that, and that's the reason I got this book. The story is all right, it's nothing very great, but if you see the details on the artwork, there's so many things you can spot and you can talk about and you can describe, and your child can ask questions about it as well. So I think it's a gorgeous book because of that. If you don't concentrate on the story and just look at the pictures, the book is still worth it. And yeah, so it's got all these lovely artwork, and that's the reason I really like this book. So again, I got it really cheap. Let's go on to the next one. 10 Monsters in the Bed. When I picked this book up, I didn't know that it had this sound kind of thing. So I just thought it was a normal hardcover book. And after I came back home and I read through it, I concentrated on it, I realized that they've mentioned here that you can press on each character at the bottom of the page and you hear this maybe burp kind of sound that comes, and so it's like 10 little monkeys jumping on the bed. It is something like that, but it's the monsters that keep falling. And on each page you can, yeah, it doesn't work that well because I think the book is old and I got it it's a second-hand book, so sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And on each page it has a different sound. It has a fart, it has a munch, and that sort of thing. Now this is a munching sound. The sound is written on the page and that's the sound that you hear. This is a hiccup. I don't think the sounds are quite clear, but the artwork is still cute and the story is still interesting, and see how the aliens are just piled up one over the other, and I think that's about it. So you can look and see maybe if you find a brand new book, or maybe if you manage to get any new batteries and change them out. I think it will be really nice. And this is the last book. This is from Nick Sharratt. I love all of Nick Sharratt's books. And this is You Choose Your Story. So basically you can pick up where your story is going to happen. Like if you want, you can pick up the city or maybe the waterfall, and then you pick your characters. So you live near a waterfall, you can pick up your mom, dad, or your main characters, the actor's brother, maybe the bad guy, the villain. You can pick whoever you wish to be in the story and pick the characters. It's good for kids to start imagining them. And then you pick what kind of house they live in. So if they are living near a waterfall, you can decide whether they want to live in a house or maybe in a spaceship kind of thing, or whatever. The sky's the limit, the way you can imagine the story. And then what all things you would add in the house, what all things the characters would use, and how they would, go from place to place, how they would travel, and what they would eat, and what they would wear, shoes, what sort of hat, and what kind of pet, and what sort of job or occupation they would be in, and what would be their hobbies. And you can decide these things and then make a story out of it with your child. So and where they would go to sleep at night. And because you have so many options, you can keep doing them over and over again with different options each time, different characters each time, same characters in different places, different occupations, and different houses. So each time you get a new story to read. And I think that's what's amazing about this book. There's 2 more in the series. So you choose your dreams, you choose in space. Maybe I might get those when my son is older, but for now this works perfectly well. So that's all. And thanks for watching this video. I know it's really long, and you can probably adjust the speed of the video and watch it at a faster speed to see the whole of it. Anyways, I shall list through the books on Amazon or wherever I can find it online down in the description box. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like the video. Thanks. Bye bye.